I sentence you to coach a youth high school basketball team.
Judge, the Mighty Ducks. Yeah, you get a drunk guy, a bunch of kids, they can't play sports, they win the championship. It's been done before. What's going on, movie fans? Welcome back to JBuck Studios, your home for reviews, reactions, and ridiculousness. Anyways, though, went out to the theater, sports, drama, Ben Affleck back on the big screen. No, not Armageddon 2, but rather The Way Back. A former basketball all-star.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on.
No, not that all-star. Deals with addiction and attempts to make a comeback by becoming the coach of a high school basketball team. So is The Way Back much more than just a sports movie? Let's find out. But before I get into my thoughts, let me know what you guys thought of The Way Back, if you've already seen this film or now very much looking forward to this film this weekend. Now let's get into some of the good. So I'm not a big sports fan, but sports movies I will tolerate. I'm kind of on for, Coach Carter, Remember the Titans, Rocky, I guess. But getting into The Way Back, this is much more than a sports movie. Obviously there's sports elements, him coaching, there's kids playing basketball, but that almost is a side story to what the real story in this film is. And that's what really kind of drew me in, kind of had its claws in me, was this story of Ben Affleck's character going through life, sort of dealing with the hardships of life and also dealing with addiction, that kind of everything that has knocked him down and where he is at now, and kind of battling that to remain or kind of grasp onto the few things that he has in life. So I kind of like how, again, it took this bigger drama portion, smaller sports, and combined it into this story. And the sports elements were fantastic in this film. I very much like the kids play basketball and the winning and the games and everything, but they, again, kind of took the back seat. I honestly couldn't remember a single one of their names, but Ben Affleck, his portion, and the way that they really framed addiction, I thought was real. I mean, it shows how it really takes a toll on a guy, and him just going through life with literally just alcohol wherever he goes, whatever he's doing, and then the eventual train wreck that the movie actually ends up at, and where this person eventually kind of needs help from the other people around him. And there's a reason him just climbing this mountain to sobriety, essentially, and just the hardships of life knocking him down. So I would say that the framing or the depiction of addiction in The Way Back I thought was phenomenal. I mean, this very much kind of hit home, because hell, I Ben Affleck's character, I know people like that. But getting into the rest of the film, the cinematography, the way they shot the basketball games was very tense, but there's a lot of close-up cinematography where characters are talking, or the kids in the huddle, that it almost feels like you are there yourself. You're in the action, you're there interviewing someone, you're there potentially in a therapy session with someone. So I like how it was almost this claustrophobic feeling, I can't say that word, and it felt like you were in the action, you were there for the story. So I thought that it was great that they kind of got you in on that portion. But also the score, I wouldn't say that it's anything memorable or whatnot, but the way that they threw the score in really ramped up those emotional beats of the film. I almost got teary-eyed, but a lot of the scenes where it's just showing these images and things play out, but with this wondrous score in the background, I thought was wonderful. It was a beautiful added touch. And I cannot finish the positives without saying that Ben Affleck, I mean, he was phenomenal in this film. The Way Back, I don't even think he was acting, and that is the best compliment ever, because it just felt like him being himself. Obviously, there's real life addictions and stuff that he had to deal with, but I thought that what he did in this role, it was almost like it was written for him. It was written literally just him. He's not even playing anyone else. He's not playing this Jack Cunningham basketball all-star character. He is playing himself. If you're any fan of great acting, Ben Affleck in general, or just want, are in for this for him, I would highly recommend checking out this film. I'm probably rambling right now, because guess what? This is the second, maybe third time I've recorded this review. But for some of the cons of the film, I mean, believe me, I loved all aspects, but the pacing and kind of the way everything was structured was a little bit off, a little jarring at times. I would say that, it's dealing with the basketball, it's dealing with the addiction, but then there's other personal aspects of Ben Affleck's life that come into the story that almost feel tacked on after the fact. I mean, the addiction, the coaching, the basketball, I thought that those were great, but then there's other things that kind of wedge their way in and almost cut into that, you know, high intensity of those basketball games. And also there's one part where I literally thought the movie was almost done. It could have ended right there, almost like a Breakfast Club fist pump finish like this. And then all of a sudden it kind of goes into another aspect of the story, slows down a bit, and there's about another 20 to 25 minutes of the film. I mean, I'm not complaining that much, but again, the pacing felt so weird because I thought we were done. Overall, The Way Back is much more than a sports film focusing on addiction at the forefront, with it featuring this intriguing story of bringing in sports, addiction, real life into this wonderful drama sports mix, a score, cinematography, Ben Affleck being wonderful, but with a few pacing issues here or there. I would highly recommend checking out The Way Back. Again, I wasn't expecting much from this film. It hit on some emotional beats. It hit on some high-intensity sports action on the big screen. I mean, this was a fun movie. Any fan of drama, Ben Affleck, sports, anything like that, I would highly recommend checking this one out. In closing, I'm going to give The Way Back 4 out of 5 ice cold ones. So what did you guys think of The Way Back? Was this exactly what you wanted, or are you now very excited for this film? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, though, as always, thank you so much for watching. Watch some more videos up there or right over there. You know, brand new content every single week here on the JBuck Studios. You know, I'm going to have a review for Spencer Confidential from Netflix, and then the Apple Plus The Banker film, another review tomorrow for this film. Follow all of my social media down there. Subscribe to the JBuck Studios channel. Like this video, and until next time, we'll see you later.